Okay, so part two on this touch of Feng Shui video about rose quartz. So I want to tell a little story, and I want you to think about how it applies to you. Okay, and I think that it is applicable to both men and women. I personally do not know any men that like keep crystals around. I don't think I know anyone. You know, I know very few men that are like vegan and vegetarian and all this other kind of stuff, right? It's like whoever these people are, they're just like not in my proximity. But being a vegetarian is very near and dear to my heart. So, but anyways, back on track. So the rose quartz, I met a woman in Brooklyn. It's not a couple of years, yeah, like pretty recently. She's friends with my old hairdresser in Brooklyn. Shout out to Dion. Okay, when you want a good weave, she'll hook you up. So she has a friend, and the friend suffered a major illness, like doctors writing her off type of illness. Okay, and with change of diet and being mindful and, you know, really believing in herself, believing in the power that we have as women. I know I touched upon this before in another video. I don't know how we started talking. I don't know how we talked about crystals, but it was one of those nights I was hanging out, okay? And she had one of them, like, in her bra. Maybe I asked her if she knows about them or whatever the case may be. I don't know how we got on the conversation, but I was just so impressed, right? That here we are in this, like, party environment, okay, among all kind of people, and, you know, among our West Indians. We're just there just to have a good time. But here it is, I meet this kindred of a woman that had a rose quartz in her bra. I just was so touched. I was touched, okay, because this is someone who she is exhausting every option. Every option. And she tried it, and she loves it, right? To the point where it is part of her own personal self-healing. So what made me realize that I needed to do a part two to the video was, in the last video I talked about, like, how you could just, like, sleep with them and, you know, keep them close to you. Ideally, you want them to be smooth to the touch. And you want to set intention. You can clear your crystals, especially when you want to use it for your own kind of like self-healing work. You want to make sure that you charge it, you clean it. If you use sage in your home, you would sage it, okay? If you don't use sage and you just use salt water to like clear crystals, everybody has their thing, right? And then if you're like really new to it, then that means that you're doing like a whole lot of research and seeing how other people are using them. But for me personally, I love to just charge them in the sun. I like to charge them in the sun. So, you know, the dashboard in your car is a great place, right? That's magnified sun. It's really bright. More than likely, it's going to be like several hours of like direct sunlight. If you're parked in a place like at your job, you know, you can like put it there on the dashboard, so it can charge itself. I'm trying to see if I can find something. All right, isn't this a pretty color? I found a Yankee candle. Yankee candles are not easy to find anymore. You know, originally I grew up in Boston, and we had Yankee candles growing up in the mall. And oh my God, I think it was Oprah. She had this favorite candle called Peony, and oh my goodness, it was so amazing. And then they discontinued it. See, now I'm having a Hulu moment. Okay, now I'm having the underground moment. Like, what happened to that? Where did that disappear to? Anyway, so you want to put it where it can receive sunlight. So the sun can just do all that it does and charge it up. And the sun is really amazing for clearing and disinfectant. We're from the Caribbean, right? So in the Caribbean, I don't know if people down in southern parts of the United States do this, but if you're cleaning your house and it's things that you wouldn't normally always put in the washing machine, you would put it out in the sun, right? The sun is quite sterilizing. The sun is amazing. If your baby is born with jaundice and things like that, or some kind of yellowing in the skin or some kind of skin condition, you could put your baby in the sun. Cover their eyes, of course. Okay, the UV rays, the sun is so wonderful. It's unfortunate, that some people have such adverse reactions to the sun, right? But this rose quartz, you could keep it on your person. When you are working on healing yourself and not so much welcoming love, right? But when you're trying to get over heartbreak, talking is good talking is good. Me personally, my opinion, I've severed friendships over this, okay? Where, you and I, sis, are having the same conversation 6 months later about the same, nope, there's a better way to spend time, right? I'm not that friend, okay? Let's figure out how we're going to sort this out, and then okay, what's the turnaround on that? Okay, what was the result of that? Okay, maybe we could try this. All right, this is a yay or a nay, left or right. You know what I mean? I am just not about holding on what doesn't want to be held on to. If you take nothing from this video, take that with you, okay? So, maybe you would also want to combine, if that's the attitude that you find yourself and you self-diagnose yourself and you realize that that's what you need, then you're going to use this in conjunction with a tiger eye. So what crystal we got to do next is a tiger eye. But I'll do that at a later time, okay? But I'll give you guys baby steps, all right? I don't like to know when, what hurts me is when I know people, they put things out on Instagram, people that I know personally. You can tell, their heart's a little sore, not so much sore, I'm on my way to, repair. It's, sore, the heart, right? This is so important. If you're also a person that's interested in, aligning your chakras and getting your chakras aligned, doing all of those things, then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, rose quartz is one of those crystals, out of those 7 crystals, right? 7 or 6, 5, I'm not sure, right? Me, I just really appreciate just gemstones and crystals and marbles and exotic marbles, and that's just me being an interior designer, right? I'm really about making your home lovely. So this is an amazing, amazing, amazing stone. This is one of the things I've prescribed, right? This is why this is called Shamrandi. This is called Providence Life Design. This is not only about where's the right place to put your sofa. No, it's about how do we make the right environment for our home, because you have to live in your home, okay? Aside from work, your home is the other place where you spend a large percentage of your time. So if you feel the energy is a little off in your home, feel free. I could consult with you. That's okay. I've done it many times. I've helped many people. And you could reach out to me. You could DM me, inbox me, email me, Providence, designwithprovidence@gmail.com. And I hope this video was helpful, right? Rose quartz is lovely. It's lovely and it's about love. Like roses, that's how you vibrate higher. Rose quarter.